Okay, James, thank you very much. It is the Lady Cats versus the Wills Point Lady Tigers this evening in a bi-district best-of-3 series. They will play 2 games here tonight, and should there need to be a third game, that would be played tomorrow morning. We have it at 10 o'clock. We would see if that time would hold, but we're optimistic that the Lady Cats will take care of business tonight, win these 2 games to move forward in the playoffs. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. Matt Jansen is our technical director and video producer. You can see this game streaming on YouTube, and it'll appear later on cable channel 18. James Terry is our producer in the studio, and of course Tony Flippin, our color commentator and middle innings play-by-play announcer. Tony, as you look at the records of these teams, you have to think the Lady Cats are big favorite. They are 22-7. They went undefeated in district play, 8-2. Lady Cats are ranked number 22 in the state this week. Wills Point, on the other hand, 7-13, and they went 2-5 in district play. So Lady Cats have to be considered a big favorite.
Yeah. This is your classic first round, big school, small school, district winner against one that got in. They could have been the 4th place. If you said that, I missed it.
I believe 4th place is correct. Yes. So Wills Point did not make the playoffs last season, so they've seen a considerable amount of improvement under Coach Kate Kyer-Lieber this season. They were 9-19 last year, 2-6 in the district, and finished 5th and did not make the playoffs.
Number 3, Presley Smith.
So, are we certain that the Lady Cats are home or visitor here tonight?
Yes, we're home.
Lady Cats will be home, therefore we will give you the lineup for Wills Point. Leading off, Dakota Hemme, the catcher. Batting second, in left field, Madison Eggenbacher. Batting third, the shortstop, Addie Shields. Batting fourth is the pitcher, Lauren Witherspoon. Batting fifth is the first baseman, Ashlyn Briggs. Batting sixth at third base, Macy Shaw. Batting seventh at second base, Maddie Mize. Batting eighth in center field, Morgan Carbaugh. And batting ninth in right field, Given Adkins. And we have some stats on these girls, and as they come up to bat, we'll be able to tell you a little bit more about them. For the Lady Cats, leading off, the pitcher, Hannah Speed. Batting second at first base tonight, Braylee Blevins. I think, as far as I know, this is the first time Braylee Blevins has played first, but we haven't broadcast every game. But certainly she has not played a lot of first base. Gracie Thompson will bat third, and she will be the third baseman. Baylor Boatman is the cleanup hitter, and she will be the catcher for the Lady Cats. Batting fifth in left field, KK Montgomery. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Shaylee Fiddle, the freshman. Batting seventh, Abby Goldsmith, the designated player, hitting for Allison Frazier, the center fielder. Claire Thompson, the right fielder, batting eighth. Emerson Thompson, the second baseman, batting ninth. Here's our national anthem. Lady Cats softball on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey. Lady Cats in Nevada at Community High School for this by-district best of 3 here tonight. Playing on artificial turf. Now, the Wildcat baseball team is at home tonight. They have a big game against Texarkana Pleasant Grove at 7 p.m. That is senior night at Wildcat Park. And the Wildcats beat Texarkana Pleasant Grove on Tuesday night 4-0. Pleasant Grove ranked 4th in the state. Had only lost 2 games going into that game Tuesday night. So that was a huge win for the Wildcats, who are now, I believe, 8-3.
That was probably the upset of the state for Tuesday night.
Yeah, without a doubt. So it'll be very interesting to see how they do at home against Pleasant Grove tonight. And if you're in Sulphur Springs, I encourage you to get out there and see that game. Maybe take a radio with you, listen in on the Lady Cats action. And we hope to get some scores from the Wildcat baseball game and pass those along to you probably in the second game here tonight. So Hannah Speed starting for the Lady Cats. They will be in their black uniforms here this evening with the royal blue lettering and the outline in gold.
We have a taco truck being set up in the parking lot.
Hannah Speed.
They should be ready here shortly. Thank you.
One of the top pitchers in the state. We have her 11-0 with a 2.13 ERA, 92 innings pitched. She's given up 49 hits, struck out 169 batters in 92 innings pitched, and has walked 55 hitters. So the leadoff hitter here for Wills Point in their royal blue jerseys with black pants is Dakota Hemme, the catcher, left-handed batter. And the first pitch from Speed is in the dirt, so to speak, for a ball. Tony?
She didn't square the bunt or act like she's going to slap or anything, so she may be a legit leadoff left-hander.
Yeah. 1-0 pitch misses low, so she is behind Dakota Hemme, the catcher, the leadoff hitter here, 2-0.
Thompson's in and close at third. Yeah, outfield's fairly close, but the wind's blowing straight in, so it's going to take a pop.
2-0 pitch up high for ball 3. Hemme is hitting .500 for Wills Point, 16 for 32, 7 doubles, a triple, and 5 RBI. She is just a freshman. 3-0 pitch is down and in for ball 4. So Hannah Speed walks the first hitter here on 4 pitches. Dakota Hemme on down to first base. And that'll bring up Madison Eggenbarger. She is the left fielder.
Courtesy runner, maybe. That was lead off as a catcher, so we're going to have a courtesy runner.
Here she comes now. A slight young lady jogging out there.
Maggie Nunez.
All right. She'll be running at first base as the courtesy runner. So Madison Eggenbarger, 238 hitter, 5 for 21. These stats are partial for Wills Point. I don't think they're completely up to date. Eggenbarger has a home run and 2 RBI. She is a right-handed batter. Hannah Speed looking in for the sign. And into the wide, and here is the pitch.
There we go.
There's called strike 1 to Madison Eggenbarger, the left fielder. Runner at first and nobody out. First game of this by-district doubleheader from Community. Bright sunshine as we start game 1. And here's a bunt, but it is foul down the third baseline. And the count goes to 0-2 on Eggenbarger.
So we'll see whether or not they've got the guts to put the bunt on with 2 strikes or not. Again, Thompson's real close at third.
Speed with the pitch, ball hit right back to Speed, and going for the force out at second base. It's off the glove of the shortstop, I think, Shaylee Friddle, and into center field. going to be an error. Not sure, Tony, if we scored that an error on.
That's E1, yeah. The throw was wide, and it pulled off of her. It was tailing. Had plenty of time. She was trying to be too careful. So now we got to wake up a little bit. A little playoff nerve right off the bat.
It's a tough start here for the Lady Cats and Hannah Speed. First hitter walked, Dakota Hemme. Pinch runner Maggie Nunez. Here's the first pitch now. And there for strike one. No, it is a ball. I beg your pardon.
Down low.
This is Addie Shields, the shortstop. Runners at first and second and nobody out.
Two left-handers out of the first three. There's the pop up.
And the third baseman charging in for Sulphur Springs. The play back to second. And not quite in time. That was Addie Shields butting, and coming in Gracie Thompson made a nice play. And through to the second baseman, Emerson Thompson, to try to double off the runner at second base, but not quite in time. So
I'm not so sure that we didn't get that one, but the umpire's right behind short, so it was a straight line. It was a good job by Gracie, good strong throw.
So one out, still runners at first and second. And Lauren Witherspoon, the pitcher, is the cleanup hitter. First pitch to her is way up high around the bill of the cap for ball one. Madison Eggenbarger still at first base, reached base on the throwing error.
This will be a good test, see if we can get out without a run.
Popped up on the second pitch, high to left field, and KK Montgomery coming in and making the catch not far behind the shortstop.
I thought that was going to be an infield fly, but it got a little further, but the wind, it's going to take, like I say, if you hit the ball up in the air, it's going to take a really hard knock to get over the fence.
Witherspoon, by the way, a .552 hitter with 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. So the Lady Cats dodged a bullet there with her.
Yeah, she looks like a third or fourth. She's a cleanup hitter, and she looks the part.
Ashlyn Briggs, the first baseman. 2 out and runners at first and second. There's a throw down to second base. Pitch was outside for a ball, and the throw by Baylor Boatman.
I like that, just to see if you might catch them slow.
Just a little bit late to Emerson Thompson, the second baseman covering.
And you got center fielder pretty close behind if there was a backup.
Briggs, a .367 hitter, right-handed hitter. This one is popped up, out of play over our heads.
I hope.
At the count, 1-1. Briggs, the first baseman. .367 the batting average, 11 for 30, 3 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs. They have some girls that have hit some homers. So 7 RBI.
They look like they've got some that are power hit. They're built for it.
Way up high with the pitch over the helmet.
Good job by Baylor coming out of her stance and keeping that one in her glove.
And the Speed struggling with her control here in the first inning.
Not a lot of room behind home plate, too. So if even pass balls, there's going to be plays at the plate.
2-1 pitch coming. Runners at first and second, 2 out.
There we go.
There's a fastball for a strike. They're about the belt. Count goes to 2-2. Good crowd on him.
Yeah, for an early start and so forth, and 2, I figure we'll still increase it some.
2-2 pitch. Fouled to the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2. Macy Shaw, the third baseman, on deck. We have Maggie Nunez, pinch runner, courtesy runner at second base. Madison Eggenbauer at first base. 2 out, and there's a change of speed pitch outside.
That was too big of a gopher pitch there. It's good to go outside like that, but I would have gone about half that much. You need to make them, entice them a little bit.
3-2 count now.
Big pitch.
Briggs stands at the back of the batter's box, deep crouch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Hannah Speed pitches out of trouble in the first inning.
Great job.
Wills Point got the first 2 runners on. They leave them on. And we go to the bottom of the first with no score. The Lady Cats and Wills Point. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. We go to the bottom of the first inning with no score. After Hannah Speed pitched out of a jam there in the first inning with runners at first and second and nobody out. And now the Lady Cats will be going up against Lauren Wittenberger for Wills Point. And Wittenberger, or I'm sorry, I wrote it down wrong. It's Witherspoon. Witherspoon is the pitcher, Lauren Witherspoon. She is 1-4 with a 3.80 ERA, 42 and a third innings pitched, 46 hits in 42 innings, 42 and a third. She has struck out 46. Tony, she has walked 38 batters.
So that means we need to have some discipline up there. Got an oddity tonight, too. Got a left-handed catcher. You don't see very many of them.
Wow. You never see it. Witherspoon, first pitch way up high for a ball.
Maybe that leads to some of those 38 walks.
Right away we see the problem there.
Just a bit high.
Over everybody's head and all the way back to the screen. 1-0 to Hannah Speed. Speed hitting .483, and this one is down the line and just foul. Wow,
yeah,
I thought
that was close.
Tony, I thought that was fair, and we are sitting right on the third base line here.
Yeah, I got blocked out by the umpire, but I knew it was close, but he was right at it. Very clearly marked field. Beautiful field here with the turf, so no excuses for blind spots for the umpires.
Right. Witherspoon into the wind and bounces one in. And it goes to 2-1 on Hannah Speed. .483, the batting average, 29 for 73.
Witherspoon's a big girl and trying to throw hard, so I think maybe she's just trying to intimidate. We got to have discipline.
And here's a pitch low for a ball. 3-1. Speed with a couple of homers, 16 RBI. She is the leading hitter on the Lady Cats team, as well as, of course, the top pitcher. She stands up near the front of the batter's box. And the 3-1 pitch is down and in, and Hannah Speed has drawn a walk.
So we answered their walk with our walk. A really big gap in left center. Now the center fielder's moving over just a little, and we're going to get a courtesy runner, probably Peyton Taylor, for the pitcher, Hannah.
At first, number 4, Peyton Taylor.
She normally runs for Hannah.
Peyton Taylor, the courtesy runner.
9, Braylee Blevins.
So we still got a pretty good gap right over shortstop. If we hit a line drive there, it'd go to the wall.
Braylee Blevins, .295 hitter for Sulphur Springs, stepping up. She's 13 for 44 this season. Right-handed hitter. Crouching stance up near the front of the batter's box. She puts down a bunt, but it's foul down the third base line. So 0-1 to Braylee Blevins.
Third baseman Shaw was way in, but she's not overly quick. So even though she's way in, I think if we can get it down there, we're going to get the sacrifice okay, as long as we kill it a little bit.
Shaw's about, I would say, 15 feet down the line.
She's almost halfway.
Swung on, popped up into short left field, and that's got a chance, and it does drop.
Yep.
Little bloop base hit for Braylee Blevins.
I don't think Shaw would have been able to get it if she'd have been at normal position, but she sure wasn't from there. So here we go, mirroring Wills Point with the first and second, nobody out. Good job by Peyton Taylor making sure it was down. There was no way she was going to third base.
Little pop-up was about maybe 20 feet behind third base and about 5 feet inside the line. And on the first pitch to Gracie Thompson, it's popped up and out of play down the first base line. Gracie Thompson, the third baseman for Sulphur Springs, hitting .378, 16 base hits and 45 at-bats. She has 4 homers and leads the Lady Cats in round trippers. And here's a pitch inside for ball 1. 1-1 to Gracie Thompson. On deck is Baylor Boatman, the cleanup hitter. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. No score in the game. Bottom of the first inning. Here's another pitch way up over the mid of the catcher, all the way back to the screen, and the runners both move up on the wild pitch.
So that takes the force out. That takes the infield fly out. That makes sure that Wills Point's going to have to field and make a play if we put it in play.
2-1 pitch. Again, high up around the shoulders.
If we'll hold our discipline, this looks pretty good for us because she's struggling. And from the way I see her mechanics, this is going to be a norm.
3-1 the count. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. pitch, and this one hit the opposite way into right center field and up against the wall. 2 runs are going to score here. Lady Cats take a 2-0 lead on the double by Gracie Thompson.
That's nice. She hit that ball well. It made it all the way to the fence, right into that breeze. And I'm not so sure she couldn't have got third, but she's sitting at second with a lot of wind left in her now.
Gracie Thompson with her 9th double of the season. And that'll be now 13 RBIs for Gracie Thompson. Now Baylor Boatman with a runner at second and nobody out. First pitch is the fastball high.
Still no outs. Runner at second.
Gracie Thompson going the opposite way there, the right-handed batter up the gap to right center field.
Good job by Baylor there. The pitcher started to wind up pretty quick, and Baylor bailed out. Umpire granted, so here we go.
And the pitch by Witherspoon. This is hit well to left center field, and that is up the gap, all the way to the fence. And around third and scoring, standing up for Sulphur Springs is Gracie Thompson, and at second base is Baylor Boatman.
Back-to-back doubles, both of them finding the gap. So that's good hitting. That's really good hitting.
Boatman now with 26 RBIs to lead the team, and a courtesy runner coming in for her.
Presley Smith coming in there. So good job by the Lady Cats. Still nobody out runner at first. 3 runs in here, and Miss Excitement KK coming up.
3-0 Sulphur Springs in the bottom of the first.
I would tell that right fielder to wake up. KK's coming. Now we're going to have a talk on the pitching. This being a doubleheader, who knows about the pitchers? Who's got multiple pitchers? Who can last? How they're going to work it? This will be not a strange, but it'll be a learning experience for the teams as well as the fans. See what we're going to do.
Ashlyn Briggs, the first baseman, is the other main pitcher for Wills Point. She's pitched 13 2/3 innings.
So this was just a calm down meeting, just like we had when they started out with the courtesy runner. So
I'm
we'll
fascinated.
See if they're able to.
I'm intrigued by Dakota Henney, the catcher, Tony, as you point out, a left-handed catcher.
Yep.
I didn't know they made a left-handed catcher's mitt.
Oh, yeah, they're rare. I mean, me as a left-handed batter, I always lean back to keep from getting beamed on the throwback because everybody's right-handed. Now they better be thinking about it this way.
So the runner at second. Pitch is high here to KK Montgomery, way up high, and Henney, the catcher, had to fling her mitt up there to bring it back down. KK, the left fielder, number 5 hitter in the batting order for Sulphur Springs. Another pitch outside. Now, we told you that Witherspoon has had trouble with her control. 38 walks in 42 1/3 innings coming in here tonight. And 2-0 pitch is high for ball 3.
She's struggling a little right now, and it appears basically she's just trying to throw the ball. I don't see any kind of spin or change in speed.
And here's ball 4 outside to KK Montgomery.
So now we got still no outs, but we got the infield fly, and we got a force play in addition, or in place. So everybody's got to be ready.
Next up, number 2, Shaylee Friddle.
We look like we came to play ball today. I like this.
Shaylee Friddle, the freshman shortstop, up for Sulphur Springs. Number 6 hitter in the batting order, right-handed batter. Pitches fastball for a strike at the knees on the inside part of the plate. So it's 0-1. We have Peyton Smith, the courtesy runner at second base, KK Montgomery at first, both with good speed. Pitch in the dirt or in the artificial turf. Passing for dirt. It's colored brown.
Yep.
And it is 2-0.
Catcher did a good job keeping it in front and had her head up, seeing if we were moving.
1-1, I should have said. Here's a pitch just outside, and little catcher Dakota Henney did a good job of trying to frame that, but umpire was not buying it. 2-1 to Shaylee Friddle, 367 hitter for the Lady Cats. Somewhat upright stance. There's a call strike on the outside edge, and the count goes to 2-2.
I was fixing to say we're not going to get that tonight, and that was the way it is. So now be ready.
2-2 pitch, swung on and sent foul to the third baseline, down the third baseline, and it is 2-2.
Kind of fouled it off the top of her foot.
Yeah,
she hopped around a little, but she's right back in there. She's ready to go. Freshman.
Yeah, 22 base hits, including 8 doubles. There's a swing and a miss at what looked like a change of speed there.
That's the first time she's shown a change of speed. So that's a good pitch. Still only 1 out. 2 runs on, 3 runs in.
Peyton Taylor, the courtesy runner for Hannah Speed, Braylee Blevins, and Gracie Thompson have all scored for Sulphur Springs here in the bottom of the first inning. Gracie Thompson with a 2 RBI double. Baylor Boatman with an RBI double.
Called that one a strike. That looked a little up to me, but we'll go with it.
First pitch to Abby Goldsmith for Sulphur Springs. The senior called a strike. Left-handed hitter, the only left-hander, I believe, in the Lady Cats lineup. She hits this one to the shortstop. Nice diving play there in the force at second base. Terrific play there by the shortstop, Addie Shields.
Very nice. Made a good dive, made a good strong throw to second. KK was barreling down, so that's a good job. So that's going to go as a fielder's choice for Abby. She's going to be on at first. KK is going to be the second out.
Smith, the runner now at third base for Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
And Goldsmith at first. And the first pitch is a fastball called strike on the outside edge. And again, it looks like he gave him a wide strike there.
He's going to give him the wide zone. That's fine if he gives it both ways.
Claire Thompson, number 8 hitter in the batting order for Sulphur Springs, the right-hander. And she swings and pops this one up to shortstop, and moving to her left, Addie Shields makes the play for Wills Point. So Witherspoon settles down, gets out of the inning, but the Lady Cats come up with 3 runs in the bottom of the first on 3 base hits, and they leave 2 runners on. And we go to the top of the second with the Lady Cats leading over Wills Point 3-0 in this bi-district best of 3 first game. And this is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST. Macy Shaw, the third baseman, Maddie Mize, the second baseman, and Morgan Carbaugh, the center fielder, 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order for the Lady Tigers, coming up to face Hannah Speed here in the top of the second inning. Wills Point got the first 2 runners on in the first inning on a walk and an error, but then Hannah Speed settled down and put down the next 3 hitters in order. And the pitch by the sophomore Hannah Speed. There's a fastball swung on and missed for strike 1.
Wills Point, in all honesty, has got to feel good getting out with just giving up 3 runs in the bottom of the first. So really important for the Lady Cats to get a shutdown inning and go add to it.
A 1 pitch swung on and missed, well outside the strike zone there. And Speed took something off of it.
That kind of dropped, though. It was up just about knee high and then just lost everything. That's a great pitch.
Center fielder Allison Frazier playing several steps over into right center field, kind of a gap there in left center. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and hit foul. Out of play over our heads. 0-2 the count remains. So Macy Shaw, a .226 hitter, 7 for 31 this season with a couple of doubles. She does have a homer to her credit. 6 RBIs. Crouching stance. Stands at the back of the batter's box, 0-2 pitch. And there's a call, strike 3. Breaking ball over the outside edge, and it froze. Macy Shaw, second strikeout for Hannah Speed.
She had no chance on that one. You're exactly right. That ball was on her hands, and she just was hoping for a missed call.
2 strikeouts in a row now for Hannah Speed. She struck out Ashlyn Briggs to end the first inning, and now Macy Shaw to lead off the second. Speed with a fastball swung on and missed. Maddie Mize, the second baseman, 0-1 the count.
For the moment, she's saying, here it is, hit it.
Right. Mize looks to be about 12 years old, Tony.
That's right.
Stands at the back of the batter's box, bounces in, and it is 1-1.
I would tend to believe she's probably a freshman.
You would have to think so. Center fielder Allison Frazier, again, several steps over into right center field, a gap in left center. And the pitch by Speed is low for a ball. And it goes to 2-1.
This is where she needs to just throw it right at Boatman's chest and say, like I say, hit it.
Speed with her left foot back, comes in with the pitch now as she goes into her motion. There's a swing and a miss and a pitch up around the letters. And it's 2-2 to Maddie Mize, the second baseman.
She took a pretty good cut at it.
Gracie Thompson in a couple of steps at third base. Glove down on the ground. There's a call, strike 3 on the outside edge.
She's got it going right now.
3 strikeouts in a row for Hannah Speed. Speed coming into the game.
Next up, number 4, Morgan Carball.
169 strikeouts in 92 innings pitched.
This may be another freshman here. She's pretty small herself. Number 8 hitter, go right at her.
Carbar, a 200 hitter for Wills Point. Right-handed batter, stands at the back of the box, swung on and missed the first pitch. She, as I think I said, the center fielder, she has 4 hits and 20 at-bats. 1 double to her credit and a couple of RBIs. Nobody on for Wills Point, 2 out. Top of the second, Lady Cats leading 3-0. Hannah Speed, the pitch, bounces this one in. And it is 1-1 to Morgan Carball. I'm surprised you don't see more softball pitchers bounce them in that way, Tony. Coming underhand the way they did.
Yeah.
Swung on and missed. You took something off that one, little change of speed.
I don't see how they do it now, Dave. I used to pitch when I was a kid, and what they taught then was you hit your hip, and that gave you ball movement, and they don't do it now. Every once in a while they will on a changeup or a big curve, but I don't see. They've got that release just right.
1-2 pitch. Baylor Boatman sets up outside, and that's where the pitch is, and it's a call, strike 3, and Speed strikes out the side, all looking.
All looking, that's right. I thought Baylor got outside a little too much, but the umpire went with her, so that's a great job.
No score in the top of the second inning. Nobody reached base for Wills Point. We go to the bottom of the second with the Lady Cats leading 3-0 over Wills Point. This is Wildcats, Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST. This is the by-district round. Best of 3 series against Wills Point. And we're at Community High School in Nevada here tonight. Don't ask me where Nevada is. It's almost impossible to find.
If that GPS hadn't been there, I'd take a turn and it'd say half a mile, turn again.
Pitch is high from Witherspoon to Emerson Thompson for ball 1. You turn right outside of Caddo Mills, and that's about the best I can tell you.
And I tell you what, Caddo Mills has exploded.
Boy, it
from
really
when
is,
I was refereeing.
Yep. Another pitch up high for a ball to Emerson Thompson. Yeah, it's
this whole area is fixing to be 4A, 5A,
right.
6A. There's houses everywhere.
Right. Same thing with Josephine and Nevada. Fastball for a call strike. The home plate umpire very slow with those calls, so you have to wait for half a count.
I saw Josephine on the news. There's a Muslim community they're trying to build.
Swing and a miss at a fastball around the knees, and it's 2-2. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like, I can't remember, like 50 acres or something like that. They're trying, it's years down the road, but it's, of course, getting some controversy and such. But.
Two pitches outside, and Emerson Thompson twitched there.
Yeah,
and,
that was a good job of holding back, because just like Hannah, that pitch there was off speed and looked good for about halfway, so she did a great job.
And the pitch up high for ball 4.
Third walk already for Witherspoon.
She has, as we've told you, she's struggled with her control this season. So runner at first base with good speed, Emerson Thompson, and Hannah Speed up again for Sulphur Springs, the leadoff hitter.
Roll the lineup, start again, and we had good luck on that first one, so nothing to say. We don't expect the same.
Speed, the leading hitter for the Lady Cats at 482. And there's a called strike on the outside edge. She's got good speed, does Witherspoon.
Yeah, I think her whole deal is kind of intimidation, being a big girl and throwing it hard.
Speed stands up at the front of the box, right-handed hitter. And there's a change of speed, and there's a call strike on the outside edge.
Now, if she can get that over, then she's got something she can deal with. But
Speed leads the Lady Cats with 29 base hits. 0-2 pitch. She gets the end of the bat on it since it fouled down the first baseline.
Nearly took Braylee Blevins out with that foul ball.
Braylee Blevins on deck, standing about halfway down the first baseline. Speed, the crouching stance. And this is a line drive into left center field. That is all the way to the wall. Speed around first base, and she will go in with a stand-up double.
Good job by Coach Carrillo holding the pinch runner over there, or Emerson. So we end up with second and third. We've got a double there by Blevins. Really well hit, just barely out of the reach of the shortstop. Went all the way to the wall. I think Thompson probably could have scored, but with no outs, why chance it?
Peyton Taylor, the courtesy runner at second base for Hannah Speed. That's the 13th double of the season for Speed. Now Braylee Blevins with runners at second and third and nobody out. Lady Cats leading 3-0. She shows bunt, pulls the bat back, but she takes a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. Blevins singled and scored in the first inning.
I'm not sure about squaring around on the bunt with no outs in second and third, but
swung out and missed on a fastball.
She had a cut at that, and the pitcher just challenged her, so that's mano a mano.
0-2.
Better be ready for that off speed here.
Third baseman Macy Shaw in a step, and just a step off the line. This ball hit past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. And here comes the plate to the plate. One run is in, and diving is Taylor, and she is safe.
Great job. Great slide to get under that. I think Coach was actually trying to stop her, and she may have run through it. So Emerson scored,
number 11, Gracie Thompson.
and Hannah scored, or Peyton. But that's a great slide, though, that will go unnoticed in the stats.
Yeah, she head first slide there, and just got in under the tag. Close play at the plate. 2 RBIs for Braylee Blevins. She is now 2 for 2 in the game.
So we got back-to-back doubles, got a walk and 2 doubles.
And the Lady Cats lead it 5-0 now.
Yep, crooked number already showing, so doing the same thing over again, playing with a lot of confidence right now. And unfortunately, the Witherspoon pitcher for Wills Point looks like she's a 2-pitch and just struggles with her control a little bit, so sometimes it's just a hard shot to be out there.
Head coach Kate Kyer-Lieber out there having a conference with her right now. Wills Point coming in 7-13-1 for the season, 2-5 in district play, and they finished 4th. Lady Cats, of course, 22-7, finished 8-0, undefeated in the district, ranked number 22 in the state. No outs, runner at second, 2 runs across. This is Gracie Thompson, the right fielder. And the pitch is up high for ball 1.
She didn't show any inclination to bunt there. The third baseman's way back. This would be a time we could sacrifice.
This ball hit hard into left center field. Around third, the runner for Sulphur Springs, that is Braylee Blevins, and she scores to make it 6-0 Lady Cats.
Why bunt when you can hit the ball like that? We're putting the bat on the ball today, and we had one bloop, and other than that, we're throwing the bat on it and hit it hard.
So now Baylor Boatman for Sulphur Springs.
I think we're going to see a pitching change now because she's going out again, so we'll see what's happening. It looks like second baseman's coming in. That is Mize.
For Gracie Thompson, that is now 12 RBIs on the season.
This is the one that we were talking about that was probably a freshman and so small.
I have not seen in the statistics that she has pitched, but Maddie Mize apparently coming in to pitch. Let's take a break with the Lady Cats leading 6-0. This is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats leading 6-0. Bottom of the second inning here at Community against Wills Point. This is the first of 2 tonight. Again, we remind you that Wildcat baseball at home tonight against Texarkana Pleasant Grove at 7 p.m. Pleasant Grove, the number 2 ranked team in the state, but the Wildcats beat them Tuesday night at Texarkana 4-0.
I've sent a text to a friend of mine that her son plays on the JVs, and I've asked if she's going, and if so, I'll be able to get some updates.
Great. We look forward to that.
So Witherspoon is going to second base, so it's just a position switch.
And the second baseman, Maddie Mize, comes in to pitch. Now, again, I looked at their stats. They are incomplete. I'm quite sure of that. It's a call strike. That's a pretty good-looking pitch.
It's a good-looking pitch, but it's got no speed to it. So I hope she's got something. Otherwise, she's throwing BP.
And Boatman swings and hits this one right at the left fielder, Madison Eggenbacher.
Yeah, you can have that one. Good, well-hit ball. Nothing to hang your cap on with Baylor there. She hit it right on the nose, but it was right at the left fielder. If it's 10 feet either way, she's going to the wall.
Right.
So.
Yeah, their statistics do not show that Maddie Mize has pitched, but I don't think the statistics are complete.
Yeah.
So here's a pitch outside to KK Montgomery.
She's got good form. She's throwing the ball decent.
She is just a little thing.
Yes, she is.
And pitch in the dirt for a ball.
And if she is in fact a freshman, coming in to pitch on a playoff game could be a little intimidating too. So learning experience.
Swung on, KK Montgomery pops it up into short center field, and the second baseman now, Lauren Witherspoon, who was the pitcher just a few moments ago, goes back and makes a nice play.
Yep.
So give Maddie Mize credit. She has come in here and she has retired the first 2 batters she has faced, 2 pretty good hitters.
She may be the Wills Point version of Ty Holt. Come in and slow it down a little.
The Wildcats pitcher and first baseman. Shaylee Friddle now with a runner at first base and 2 out. Friddle struck out in the first inning. And here's a pitch down low for ball 1. To the freshman shortstop for Sulphur Springs. Friddle, a .367 hitter, 22 base hits. She has 20 runs scored to lead the team. This hit foul down the first base line and out of play. And the count is 1-1 to the freshman shortstop, Shaylee Friddle. Right-handed batter stands at the very front of the batter's box. And she hits this one down the right field line, but well foul.
She reached on that one. I think that's kind of the result of the outside pitch getting called, so that's a good job. She needs to really be ready for that now with 2 strikes. Protect the plate.
Lady Cats up 6-0 with 3 runs in the first. So far 3 runs here in the second. Mize, little change up there, and Friddle laced it into left field on one hop. Picked up by Madison Eggenbacher, the left fielder, and it's a base hit for Shaylee Friddle, and moving up to second base, Gracie Thompson.
4th hit of the inning along with a walk, so we're making them play with the ball, and that's the name of the game. Left-hander Goldsmith, Abby up now.
Abby Goldsmith, left-handed batter with a wide open stance. Stands at the front of the box, and she takes a call strike.
Yep.
Boy, that's a delayed call there.
Well, what you got to do is listen. If he acts like he coughs, he's coming up with it. That's the way I'm doing it.
We're only about 20 feet behind the home plate umpire. He may be able to hear us.
Hope he's got a sense of humor.
And a ball on 2 hops back to the pitcher, and Abby Goldsmith goes down 1-3. So the second baseman, Maddie Mize, comes in and puts out the fire for Wills Point.
Good
nice
for her.
Job.
Good for her. It happened after we had already scored 3.
3 runs across in the bottom of the second inning. Lady Cats with 4 base hits. And there was 1 walk that got the thing started for Sulphur Springs.
1 left on.
So we go to the top of the 3rd inning. This is Lady Cats softball with the Lady Cats leading 6-0 over Wills Point on KSST. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. And with the play-by-play here in the second inning, here's Tony Flippin.
All right. We've got the top of the order, or no, we got the bottom, right? All right.
Yeah.
This is Gwen Atkins, the right fielder. I'm sorry, I was kind of busy in the commercial break there and got behind. So first pitch is a called strike one. Hannah's in the wind. Here comes the next pitch. Baylor tried to sneak it in there, a little bit on the inside, 1-1. Go ahead.
Speed has struck out the last 4 batters.
Yeah, 3 of them looking. Baylor's been watching these major leaguers. She's trying to frame that ball and pull it in. Good pitch there by Hannah. A little bit off speed. Went right through there, swinging strike. So we got a 1-2 count. Great start for the Lady Cats in this first of 2 with 3 in each of the first 2 innings. A lot of action. And Wills Point actually has made a couple of plays, or it could have been real bad. So a little pause there while Hannah gets the rosin up. She's got it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Too far outside. 2-2.
Well, really, to speak strictly, it wasn't a good start at the top of the first inning as the first 2 hitters reached base for Wills Point.
Exactly. So it's come from that point, too. That got them settled down a little, possibly. Hannah's ready with a 2-2 pitch. Here comes the windup and the throw right down the middle and tipped it and coming back, gets to the screen. Baylor was out real quickly along with Thompson. Real good effort trying to catch that pop-up, but it made it about 10 feet up in the screen. So we're stuck at 2-2.
The winner of this game will play the winner of the Gilmer-Lindale by-district series. They are starting tonight. Gilmer's 21-4. Lindale is 17-9.
Okay.
They are playing, do I have that? I don't guess I have that. I'm not sure where they're playing.
I would think that might be somewhere around Longview or Spring Hill, something like that. I don't know. We got a little problem with the signals. Here comes Hannah's pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and we've got 5 strikeouts in a row. This one's swinging. So Hannah's on fire at the moment. She's got 5 strikeouts for the game and 5 in a row. Seems to be some sort of issue getting the signals or something. I don't know, but there was a little delay, so maybe they'll get it rolling. Anyway, it turns the lineup over for the first time for the Lady Tigers, and you got Dakota Hemme, the catcher and leadoff hitter, left-handed hitter. Here comes the first pitch, right down the middle. I didn't hear him cough, but he had to come up that time. Wasn't any way that was anything but a strike.
Hemme is the little left-handed catcher that we've been commenting on.
Yep.
And she does bat left-handed.
Little change of pace there, but it skipped it, and Hemme did a good job of letting that one go.
Now, Hemme is a freshman.
Okay.
A 500 hitter coming into the game, at least, again, according to these partial stats, 16 for 32.
She looks like a ball player. We're ready for the 1-1 pitch, and here comes the wind. There it is, down low, fastball. Good job laying off of it. 2-1. Again, top of the third, 6-0 Lady Cats, 3 on each of the first 2 frames. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, right down the pipe. Takes a while for the arm to come up, but I trust him right now. I think I got him figured out. So 2-2. Hannah's still having I think she's having issues with her mask. And that's got to be distracting from these infielders and the pitchers, but it's a big safety factor there.
Right.
So everybody's ready. Here comes 2-2. Little bit outside. So we're going to go full. Let's see if Hannah can bow up and either make her hit it or get it by there. She's got that strikeout streak on the line, 5 in a row. Let's go for 6. She got the signal. Come set. Here it comes. She checked, but she didn't go. So that's a base on balls. Good pitch. She almost drew her in there. That's the second walk that I have.
And both by Dakota Hemme.
Yep.
So great job of working Hannah Speed for a walk both times.
Going to have Maggie Nunez pinch running again as Hemme is catcher. Let her get a break. So we got one out. Runner on first, Egenbacher, Madison Egenbacher, the left fielder, up. Thompson is in close at third. Outfield's not very deep. Swung on and missed. Good, strong fastball there by Hannah. Just a challenge. Our outfielders are short enough, even if they get a base hit, if they hit it hard enough, we're going to have a chance at second base for a force.
Big gap in left center.
Cough, baby. There we go. Got him 0-2.
Boatman going to first base, but threw it into right field. But,
oh, did you? I missed that one.
Yeah, Claire Thompson was right there to come up with it and prevent the runner from being able to move up to second.
That's just good play. Everybody's got to realize you got a job on every play. So that's a good learning experience for them. Here we go with the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike three, and she just challenged her right there and won that one. So that's the second out of the inning.
6 strikeouts now for Hannah Speed.
Yep. So now we got the number 3 batter, another left-hander, Addie Shields, a shortstop. She looks like a powerful hitter.
She made a great play in the field.
She absolutely did. Made a great diving stop and a really strong throw. First pitch, Hannah really reached back on that one, but a little up and away, ball 1.
Shields a left-handed hitter, an unusual stance. She crouches, and it's quite a wide-open stance.
Yep.
Looks like she's coiled and ready to strike.
She just did hit a fly ball out to KK, and she's back, and that ball is out of here.
Wow.
That ball is out of here. I knew she hit it good, but I didn't know. But that's the way the wind's blowing. We look at the flag. Not that it wouldn't have gone without it.
Tony, that is the 6th homer of the season for Addie Shields. So that's routine business for her.
Yep. Well,
she hit it
good, and like we said though, she looked like a hitter, and she got a hold of it. So there we go. That's a little wake-up call. But the wind was blowing straight in, now is going from first base to left field. So it might have gotten a little help, but I think that one would have made it. She hit that ball on the barrel. So now let's see, with Lauren Witherspoon coming up, let's see if Hannah can get her composure back and end this inning. 6-2 now, top of 3. There's the call for strike 1.
This is Witherspoon, the starting pitcher, now playing second base.
Yep.
That home run by Shields reminded me of the home run that the pitcher for Pittsburgh hit in the last home game for the Lady Cats.
Mm-hmm. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, little change of speed. There's a grounder to Friddle at shortstop. Good, strong throw, great mechanics. So that's going to be a 6-3 put out for the third out of the inning. But the Lady Tigers come up with 2 runs, I think just on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on, or nobody left on. So at the end of 2.5, it's now 6-2, Lady Cats on top.
And this is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats leading in the first game of a twin bill here at Community this evening in the by-district round of the playoffs. 6-3, or 6-2 it is, beg your pardon, over Wills Point. And with the bottom of the third, here's Tony Flippin.
All right, so now let's see if we can answer that crooked number that they challenged us with. And we're going to start out with the 8 and 9 hitters, Claire Thompson, right fielder, and Emerson Thompson. First pitch is down and away from Mize, the former second baseman.
I think I cheated Claire here a little while ago when I said Gracie Thompson, all the Thompsons, had 4 home runs. It's Claire.
There's the ball hit to center field. It's carrying a little, but the center fielder's back and got it right at the edge of the warning track. So well hit ball, be an F8 for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Emerson Thompson, second baseman. So well hit ball.
You saw the power there from Claire Thompson. She's a big girl.
She is. She's tall.
She may be 6 feet.
She may be. that ball, if it had been more toward left field, that would have mirrored that home run there, and it might have got there. But well hit anyway. So the number 9 batter, Emerson Thompson, up. She squares the bunt and pulls back for ball 1. The ball was up and away. Infield jumped and came in, so she's got them thinking about it. Big gap to the left of shortstop. She can get a line drive over there. Squares again, puts it down, and it was tipped by Shaw, went foul, and there goes Emerson all the way to second with that speed because nobody could get over and get it. Ball had a lot of speed, a spin. Nobody's challenging that Shaw touched it. I thought she might have actually had it get under her. But that's going to go as a bunt double. You don't see those very long, but she never hesitated, so I don't know if that was her or the coach at first, but she rounded that base and hooked them, and there was no play.
Ball had a tremendous amount of English on it, didn't it? That spun away from the third baseman, Macy Shaw, into foul territory.
Yep, it went just right under her. She just wasn't quite able to get down to it. First pitch on Hannah Speed at the top of the order is a low pitch for a ball. So here we go with the 1-0 pitch. He coughed. We're going to get it. 1-1. He's getting pretty wide out there, but he's staying consistent, so that's what you need. 6-2, bottom of 3. Here comes that next pitch. That was a little down and away. A little higher, and we'd have gotten that one called. So that's a 2-1 count. Emerson's daring him to throw it to second, and Hemi is playing with her a little but hadn't thrown it. Here comes the next pitch. Tried to get a changeup, but it was too high.
Emerson Thompson, by the way, leads the Lady Cats with 7 stolen bases. No surprise.
No surprise whatsoever. So we got a 3-1 count here. Mize is going to have to see if she can dig out of trouble. Ball's down and away, or down and in for ball 4. Now we got runners at first and second.
Next up, number 9.
That's the 4th walk by Wills Point pitching. So,
courtesy runner for Hannah Speed.
Yep. That's probably Peyton again. Okay. So let's see if we can have one of these big innings again. We're at the top of the order. Braley had a strong single and then a double. She hit that one and hit it a ton, but it's foul almost to the fence. I missed the first part of that, but I saw everybody looking deep.
Yeah, that was better hit than I thought it was at first.
But again, that's exactly where the wind's leading us to. So if we can get around and put the ball in the air, those are possibilities.
Blevins, a .295 hitter for the Lady Cats with 13 hits and 44 at-bats.
Shaw's in at third. Hemi comes up quick. She wants to throw badly, but I got a feeling she better hold that in her hand because Blevins will go to third and get a stolen base out of it. So we've got a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch, and there's a hard hit ball. Stay fair. Just foul about 10 feet. I knew that one had the distance. So yeah, we're fixing to pick it up now.
That would have been Blevins' first home run of the season had it.
Well, she hit it a ton. I knew it was going to get there, but we're right down there looking at the left field line, and the wind helped it go left just a little too. So 1-2. Here comes the next pitch and the changeup, and had her fooled, and that's a called strike 3. Little generous, but he's been consistent. So that's the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Gracie Thompson, the third baseman.
Number 11, Gracie Thompson.
Little Maddie Mize has come in here and done a pretty good job for Wills Point.
Well, the speed is so much different from Witherspoon that it may take an inning or two to do. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him switch back in an inning or so. There's the first pitch, a line shot between short and third. Emerson's just using third base as the way to get to home. She's in quickly, and Speed or Peyton Taylor makes a nice head first slide at third. So Emerson Thompson scores for the 7th run. We've got Peyton Taylor all the way to third, and the ball's hit the left field. The play was in front of them. And Gracie Thompson gets a single and goes to second on the throw.
Gracie now 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs in this game.
Yep, we're putting the bat on the ball. So here comes Baylor Boatman. She wants to get in the action. There's a ball hit to right center, and it's going to drop. That's going to be 2 RBIs for Baylor. She's gone and head first into second base, and that's a great job. That was kind of into the wind, but it was well struck. Center fielder couldn't get to it. So that's going to go as a double for Baylor. And, again, 2 RBIs. She knocked in Gracie and knocked in Peyton Taylor. So this is exactly the answer we're supposed to put when they put 2 on the board. We put 3 to top them. That 3-3-3 looks good at the bottom of that scoreboard, doesn't it?
It sure does.
So now here comes KK.
9-2, Lady Cats.
And there's a ball hit to right center. Should be caught. And the center fielder comes over in front and catches it for the third out of the inning. So that goes as an F8 for the third out. So I got to do something here. We got 3 more runs. How many hits? 2 hits? No, 3 hits.
3 base hits.
No errors and 1 left on?
Right.
I believe so. So at the end of 3 complete, we've got a 9-2 ball game with your Lady Cats putting it on them.
And this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cats leading 9-2 over Wills Point here at Community High School in Collin County. And we are going now to the top of the 4th inning, and here's Tony Flippin.
Okay, again, Lady Cats doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Answered a scoring inning with 3 of their own. Got a nice 9-2 game going, and except for 1 hit, they've completely dominated this ball game. So here we are, top of 4. We've got Ashlyn Briggs, Macy Shaw, and Maddie Mize, the numbers 6, 7, and 8, or 5, 6, 7. Hannah Speed still on the mound for the Lady Cats. She's looked awful good today. What's she got? 6 strikeouts and 2 walks.
Lady Tigers, number 24, Ashlyn Briggs.
But that last inning had some action with it on both sides. Hannah's looking in the dugout trying to get her signal. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and missed. She was way behind that one. She put a little extra there. Hannah's getting her speed up, and I've liked her control today. She hasn't been high or in the dirt. Baylor's done a really good job of framing her, and they're working well right now. There's the next pitch. Well, he coughed, and we got one there. That's supposed to be 1-1. We got an 0-2, but I'm going to whisper so he doesn't think we're talking about him. So 0-2 now. Here comes Hannah's next pitch. Baylor's outside. That one's down for 1-2.
We're sitting maybe 20, 25 feet behind Baylor Boatman. You get a much better view of what she's doing. She looks into that dugout for the pitch just along with Hannah Speed.
Correct.
Each time.
Correct. Everybody's got that armband that's got the pitch or the play. Here comes the next pitch. That ball's hit, fouled off behind us. I kind of lost that one being in the screen. Stays at 1-2.
Also, the sky now is kind of hazy.
Yeah, we're in that twilight a little bit. I'm enjoying watching Baylor's foot action behind the plate.
Yeah, she's
very athletic, very talented.
Good. You bet.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch straight down the middle. There's a grounder to Friddle at short. She's got such good mechanics. She stayed down and she hits the numbers of the first baseman Blevins for the first out of an inning. We got a 6-3. That's just how you teach it. If you're working out, that's exactly what you want to see. Mm-hmm. She's so sound mechanically.
And just a freshman.
I love saying that.
And
go ahead.
We forget that Hannah is a sophomore.
Yeah, we're young. We are young. So that's going to bring up the third baseman, Macy Shaw. 1 out, top of 4. Hannah's got the sign. Here comes the first pitch, and it was inside and hit her. I couldn't tell if it was off the bat, but evidently got her forearm. So that goes as a hit by pitch. down to first base, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Maddie Mize. So that's the first one that she's kind of lost control of there. Again, I thought it was off the bat, but she didn't hesitate, and the umpire didn't say anything. So,
and I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, it
was
was quiet now that you think of it, but I can't hear anything anyway. So Maddie Mize, we'll see if she might square whatever. Thompson's in about 2/3 of the way. Here comes the first pitch, down and maybe in a little bit for ball one.
Now, again, we don't have heights and weights on these girls, but I would guess Maddie Mize might be 5 feet tall might weigh 80 pounds.
80, that's where I was going. She's not as much as 2 bags of feed, I'll tell you. So now Hannah's got the sign. Here comes the next pitch. Swung on and hit. That got the umpire on the shoulder a little bit.
I thought it was off Baylor's headgear.
Might have been, but I thought I heard skin. If you hit Baylor, that'll just make her mad because she's a tough one, I'm here to tell you.
She is.
She's going out right now, so, yeah, she may be resting. Now, the umpire's kind of swinging his shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it got him.
Yeah, you're right.
Baylor's doing what you're supposed to. Go out there and give them a little bit of a break.
You know this well. That is a tough assignment, that home plate umpire job.
Yeah. I did it all those years, and everybody wears the steel toes and all that. I never wore steel toes. I got hit once or twice, but I guess I never got it bad enough.
I haven't looked to see what kind of chest protector he is.
It's internal.
Yeah, inside the shirt, but he's got nothing on his shoulder.
No, you don't have anything on your shoulders. That's pretty well just to hope it doesn't hit there. So now Baylor's come back, checking with him with courtesy and seeing if he's ready. So we're fixing to go with a 1-1 pitch on Maddie Mize, the pitcher for Wills Point, with a runner on first base. Top of the 4th. Hannah's got her sign. Here comes the 1-1. Down a little bit. Baylor comes out of there quick. She wants to throw every time she gets the ball in her hand. And I'd like to see them test her at second because I bet you she can get it there real quick.
Oh, well, we've seen that.
Here comes the next pitch. There's a pop-up. Second baseman Emerson Thompson's under it for the second out, so that's going to be an F4. Runner has to stay at first base. Good job of pitching there. That's going to bring up Megan Carball, the center fielder. Megan struck out looking. Well, this whole half inning struck out looking in the second inning, so
yeah.
At least they're putting the bat on the ball now. So Carball, the center fielder. Here comes first pitch out of Hannah, and it's a swung on and missed for strike one. They got a big crowd for Wills Point over there, but other than the one hit, they haven't had anything to cheer on.
That was a lot, though, 2-run home.
Yep, here she goes squared the bunt and fouled off. She nearly stepped on the base to be out, but that doesn't seem to get called much anymore.
Yeah, it is a good turnout from both schools here tonight.
This the playoff time with softball, especially with Sulphur Springs in our recent history of going 2 or 3 rounds. It's really a lot of fun. Here comes the next pitch. Little bit high. There goes Baylor down to first. I knew that she was fixing to go. That runner's back in, but it was a good throw. If it had been on the bag, who knows?
Baylor was the Lady Cats' third baseman last year.
Yep.
So we saw her arm then.
So we got a 1-2 count. Here comes the next pitch, and that goes called strike 3 for the second time in a row.
And again, Boatman set up on the outside edge of the plate, and Hannah Speed hit her mitt.
So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on, and 1 strikeout. So that's number 7 strikeouts. No walks or anything. So good shutdown inning. We're going to see if we can put 3 on the board and do something different this time. 9-2, Lady Cats going to the bottom of the 4th.
And this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST with the Lady Cats leading 9-2 over Wills Point. Bottom of the 4th, here's Tony Flippin.
All right, here's the first pitch from Mize to Friddle. Looks like freshman against freshman. A little low and outside, ball 1. I'm ready for Friddle to get one of these up because she can power it. Here comes the next pitch, still down. She's trying to stay down and get out of that power zone for her. Two balls, no strikes.
She has a couple of homers.
She does, and when she hits it, if she barrels up, she hits it. Here comes the next pitch, high and away, so Mize is struggling a little. I don't know why I want to call her Nunez.
Well, they have a pinch runner.
They have one, but
courtesy runner.
Here comes the 3-0. There's a cough. That was a helping strike, and that's okay at 3. I'd rather see her at the plate trying to hit. So 3-1 count. Here comes that pitch, and there she turned on that one and knocked it a mile, but it was into the baseball park next to us probably. So full count on the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 4th. Lady Cats up 9-2. First game of a doubleheader. Beautiful park here at Nevada Community. There's the next pitch. Oh, that was straight by. That nearly took the pitcher out. That's why they wear that mask. Strong single up the middle. When I got to the center fielder in a hurry, and I'm glad as all get out that missed that pitcher because that would have hurt her.
Yeah.
So here we go with the left-hander, Abby Goldsmith, our designated player, with Friddle on first. First pitch is down and away, ball 1. Abby had a fielder's choice in the first and was out 1-3, pitcher to the first baseman on a little grounder back in the 3rd inning. So she's ready for a base hit here, get in the flow. Next pitch up and in, ball 2.
Abby,
2-0.
one of the just 2 Lady Cat regulars who's a senior, along with Emerson Thompson.
Yeah, the future looks good for the Lady Cats. Here comes the next pitch up, and she hits it right to the first baseman. Makes a good play, but Friddle goes on to second. She kind of reached on that one, and it didn't hit it hard, and so that's a 3 unassist for the first out.
Claire Thompson.
So we got Friddle on second, and we got Claire Thompson, the right fielder, up. So I would back. They're pretty well back now. The outfielders are, but they're still playing her to be late on the ball. And, well, they played it right, but I think that one's gone. There it goes, dead center field. She hit the hound out of that one. So Claire Thompson with a home run over dead center field. I knew she hit that one good, and I was watching that center fielder, and she ran out of space. Big old high towering fly ball. So the Lady Cats are playing long ball today. 2-run homer, and now we're looking at 11-2.
5th home run of the season for Claire Thompson.
Great job. So now we're going to follow that with Emerson Thompson. The Thompsons and Thompsons are going to get after it.
And that'll give her, give her 14 RBIs for the season.
Great job. Now we're looking at, can we get 2 or 3 and possibly send this game early? First pitch down the middle for strike 1. And again, Mize has done a really good job coming in. She just is limited, but she's done a great job. So Emerson's getting her signal from the coach. I think he said, hit it out of here. Here comes the next pitch, little ephus pitch, but she couldn't get it in the strike zone.
Looked like a slow pitch.
Yep, she was trying to change up, but she doesn't hide that one very well. So 1-1's the count. 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the pitch. There's a ball hit right back where the other one hit it and caught. She got back to the wall. So Emerson was trying real hard. So that's a long fly ball for a second out of the inning, and we're going to go to the top with Hannah Speed again. The Lady Cats are getting the barrel on the ball today. And the outfielders are learning to get back. So this is just, again, a little bit overmatched. But Wills Point's putting up a good fight. Here we go. First pitch on Hannah. He coughed, outside corner, strike 1.
Speed she has not scored a run, but she's been on base all 3 times.
There's a ball hit out of play to the right.
Peyton Taylor comes in to run for her.
Yep, but her position's run. Yeah, you may have said it scored every time. So we got an 0-2 count. The only thing with this outside cough is it makes them expand that strike zone. we'll see what happens. So the 0-2 pitch, and there she does it again. She's having to foul it off to the right because it's so far out, but you got to protect the plate with 2 strikes. So 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the order, Hannah Speed. Here comes the 0-2, way outside. We couldn't cough on that one. 1-2.
They have another pitcher who's pitched quite a bit, and I imagine we'll see her start the second game.
There's the next pitch was pulled foul, nearly hit the coach. So it stays at 1-2.
That would be Addison Briggs, or is it Allison? Ashlyn Briggs.
Okay.
They might come back with Witherspoon again.
Here comes the next pitch. There's another foul. So she's really protecting that outside edge of the plate, which is what you're supposed to do. We're going to have to open up some new balls out there. She's putting them on the fans.
We talk so much about Hannah Speed as a pitcher, of course, but she's the leading hitter on the team. 483.
That's a pretty good combination.
Now has 30 base hits to lead the team with that double in the second inning.
So we got nobody on. 1-2. Here comes the next pitch. Change up, and she fouled it off again. She's running up the pitch count. Right fielder, there's still a really large gap in right center. If she can hit it right over second baseman, she can run to third. Here comes the 1-2. Up and in. Ball 2.
That's kind of surprising because the center fielder, Morgan Carbaugh, is over into right center.
Yeah, but the right fielder doesn't have 20 steps to the line.
Yeah.
All right, up in her eyes. She helped her out a little and struck out for out number 3. So, well, we broke the string of 3-3-3. We only got 2 that time. So
I'm not sure if I've seen Hannah Speed strike out before.
I'm not sure either. So we had 2 runs, 2 hits, the big one being the home run by Claire Thompson, and nobody left on base. No errors, nobody left on base. And so at the end of 4, we got 11-2 ball game.
With the Lady Cats way out in front, and this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. Want to say thank you to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing us with a beautiful gray Chevy Equinox SUV to make the trip over here this evening. Much, much appreciated. Lady Cats leading 11-2 over Wills Point. And here's, well, actually, it's my turn, isn't it, to pick up the play-by-play again at the top of the 5th inning. I was enjoying Tony Flippin so much, I'd be glad to have him continue, but I'll carry my share of the load here. Oh dear, that hits the batter, the first pitch in the shoulder, and that was
that one caught her right on the inside of that shoulder. That's going to hurt.
That was painful,
and she's not a very big girl.
So that fastball caught her on the lead shoulder, and that could have been worse, though, Tony.
Yeah,
rather take it on the shoulder.
On his way to the face.
Yeah, and now they are. Crowd goes very quiet, and she is being administered to by, I'm sure, the head coach, Kate Kierlieber, and I would imagine one of the trainers for Wills Point.
Yeah.
She's sitting up. I think she's going to be fine, but that is a little scary.
Yeah, I'd be down there slapping my feet on the ground, crying like a baby. Man, she looks pretty tough right there.
This is Gwen Atkins, the right fielder, hit by the pitch. We'll see if she stays in the game.
She looks like she's going.
She's going on down to first base. Big hand from fans on both sides of the field.
You bet you like to see that. The biggest thing is you want to make sure she's not hurt. So stays in and shows her guts, and that's a great job.
Wildcat fans are sitting more or less behind us here to the first base side, and a big crowd of Wills Point fans over to the third base side. And quite a few fans. I guess it's a mixed group there behind home plate.
Except for the Lady
So runner at first base, and nobody out, and here is Dakota Hemme, the catcher, left-handed hitter with an open stance. And the pitch by Speed is a fastball in there for call strike 1.
Good pitch there, and that's a good comeback from hitting. Sometimes that'll shake up a pitcher if they've hit somebody.
0-1 is high for a ball up around the shoulders. 1-1. Center fielder Allison Frazier, 3 or 4 steps over into right center field. Bit of a gap there in left center field. And she does go to left field. KK Montgomery dropping back and makes the catch, looking up into the sun.
She had that one all the way.
Ball was well hit.
Yep,
but Montgomery,
the left-hander,
able to just backpedal a couple of steps and make the catch. So 1 out, runner at first.
She got her cool glasses on too, because that's the shortstop, third baseman, left fielder fighting that sun.
Yep,
for
they really
while.
are now.
So we really need to get this game over and let it come down some.
Pitch is in for a called strike, and now the throw down to first base by Baylor Boatman, not in time to get the runner Gwen Atkins hustling back in there.
Baylor's showing really good footwork when she gets that. She hops, turns her feet, and then plants and throws. Really nice mechanics.
Hannah Speed into the wind. The pitch is low for a ball, and the runner stealing at the throw down, not in time.
That one ball was kind of low and away, and Baylor had to reach, and then she made a throw on the shortstop side of the bag, so a good job by Atkins to get there.
1-1 now, the count with a runner in scoring position at second base.
It's important for us to have a shutdown inning, then we can get 1 run and end this first game by the 10-run rule.
Pitch is high for a ball. It goes to 2-1 on Madison Eggenbauger. She reached base on an error in the first and struck out swinging in the third. Right-handed batter, swinging and hitting it foul, out of play behind the plate. Baylor Boatman giving chase, but well out of play. Count goes to 2-2 on Eggenbacher, 238 hitter. According to these partial Wills Point stats, 5 for 21. She does have a homer to her credit.
And she's not a big girl.
No, she
swings the bat aggressively.
Slender young lady. 2-2 pitch. Up high for a ball around the shoulders. Again, Boatman showing off her arm, throwing down to second base. And second baseman Emerson Thompson going over to take the throw, but easily back in is Gwen Atkins. 3-2 count. Lady Cats lead 11-2. Top of the 5th inning. 1 out. Runner at second. They had a pitch way high for a ball. So that is ball 4, and that is the third walk allowed by Hannah Speed.
Sets up force all around and an infield fly rule, so that's the good news on this. The bad news is this is a home run hitter.
Well, Addie Shields, the shortstop, number 3 hitter in the batting order, who blasted a prodigious shot to left field her first time up. She just looks strong with that stance. And the pitch is in the dirt and low for ball 1. Shields a crouching stance. She's a left-handed batter. That home run was hit to the opposite field. But she crouches, open stance, and she looks like she's just daring you to throw that ball into her. There's a fastball, high, and it is 2-0. Shields now with 6 homers on the season after that home run in the 3rd inning. She popped out to third base in the first, so she's 1 for 2. Runner at second, 1 out. Shields into the wind, and the pitch swung on and missed. There's a fastball on the outside edge of the plate.
Really nice pitch there. I'd try to keep that ball on the inside. She extends her arm. That's what let her get that homer last time. I'd jam her.
By the way, she's a freshman.
Really?
Yeah. To second base, a diving stop. Emerson Thompson, beautiful play.
Oh Lord, this has been that. Both sides have had that.
Emerson Thompson diving to her left to take away a hit from Addie Shields. And the runner goes to third here.
Great job. That saved a run. That's what we need. We need a 0 so we can try to put this ball game away.
I should say runner holds at third and Gwen Atkins at second. Yeah, Addie Shields, just a freshman, 484 hitter now with 6 homers this season. She's
They're going to have a lot of good times with her.
Yeah, she's a good-looking young player.
That should have
popped up, and Emerson Thompson calling off the shortstop Shaylee Friddle on the pop-up by Lauren Witherspoon to end the inning. A great defensive play just a few moments ago by Emerson Thompson prior to catching that pop-up. And the Lady Cats do not allow Wills Point to score in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth with the Lady Cats leading 11-2. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cats leading 11-2 over Wills Point in game one of a doubleheader here. If the Lady Cats win this game and game two, then they move on to the area round. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. Here's Brayley Blevins, and the first pitch in the dirt for ball one. Again, we say thank you to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the Chevy Equinox that brought us over to the game here this evening. Beautiful automobile. And Blevins swinging, pops it up, maybe in play, just over the net down the third baseline. And the count at 1-1 on Brayley Blevins.
I'm going to put in a call that she gets another good strike. We're going to end this ball game. She's fixing to throw one over that fence. Might be begging a little bit, but she looks awful good.
Blevins 2 for 3 in the game. And there's a little changeup outside. Two and one. I wanted to say 2 and 2. 2 and 1 on Brayley Blevins. She singled in the first, doubled in the second. Boy, she rips that one down the third baseline.
Coach Carrillo's life flashed in front of him.
Man.
He's looking right at that sun.
She drilled it.
Yep.
Blevins singled and scored in the first. Singled and drove in 2 runs in the second. Struck out looking in the third. And now this pitch is outside for ball 3, and it's 3-2. Blevins, a .295 hitter now with 11 RBIs.
I gave her a double in the second. You were harder on her.
And fouls it back. I'm trying to remember that play.
Well, I don't remember the play. I'm just going by where my dot is.
You called it a double.
I did.
Well, I'll
that'll help her stats.
Go along with that then.
Single, a double, and a called out. There's
another
one
pitch hit foul. This one may be in the stands behind home plate. It is a nice catch there by one of the fans back there. Gets a nice hand.
I think his wife caught it and handed it to him.
3-2 count, Brayley Blevins.
She's hanging tough.
In a battle here with the Wills Point pitcher, and this one, however, is served into left field, and Madison Eggenbacher comes in to make the catch.
I nearly got my call. She kind of got that one up close to her hands, but she hit it right where I wanted her to.
So 1 out and nobody on. And this brings up Gracie Thompson, and Thompson 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs in this game. Lady Cat third baseman. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Thompson doubled and drove in 2 runs. The double was to right center field in the first inning. RBI single in the second. RBI single in the third. And this one is off the heel of the glove of third baseman Macy Shaw into short left field, but scorched.
So how about a 4 for 4 day?
I'm fine with that.
Oh, that's absolutely a hit. Shaw didn't have a chance, and she wasn't up either. That ball was hit. Here comes Baylor Boatman. She's just itching to hit one.
Gracie Thompson ripped it off the glove of the third baseman, Macy Shaw, and it bounded out into short left field.
Yep.
So runner at first, Gracie Thompson. Baylor Boatman, the hitter, the cleanup batter for Sulphur Springs. She's had a big night. She is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. And a couple of doubles it is. Flew out to left her other time up. This one is hit hard to left field. That's in there for a base hit. Line drive over the shortstop. Gracie Thompson goes to second. Baylor Boatman at first with a single. With those RBIs earlier in the game, 3 RBIs, and I think there will be a pinch runner here, courtesy runner for Baylor Boatman.
Yep. And again, all we need is 1 base hit and ball game's over with. Runner, it's 11-2. We get that 10 run at the end of 5. We're the home team. Get the rest for 30 minutes and try it again.
Presley Smith, the courtesy runner. What I was going to say is Boatman now with 28 RBIs to lead the team with those 3 RBIs already in the game here tonight.
Well, the whole team is putting the bat on the ball tonight. This is a welcome. Not that we haven't, but we haven't as an entire team. This has been a real active game and a fun game.
KK Montgomery is the hitter, takes the first pitch for a ball. Next pitch popped up to the right side. Second baseman looks like she has a play, and she does. Lauren Witherspoon comes in, makes the catch. Runners hold at first and second, so 2 out for Shaylee Friddle, the shortstop.
So now we got to get a base hit to end this ball game. We don't want to play another inning. We need to save pitches and save our legs.
11-2 the score. Tony's talking about the 10-run rule. And we're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Friddle, the freshman shortstop, stands up near the front of the batter's box. Here's a changeup, misses outside for ball 1. Friddle struck out in the first, had a single in the second, also singled and scored in the 4th inning. She's a very tall young lady, close
very
to 6
impressive.
feet. And boy, she ripped
Good
that. I'm
Lord.
telling you, she ripped some foul balls down the third base line and left field line like you've never
That
seen.
was in the front of the dugout. I mean, if I'm them, I'm scrouching, getting under that net.
She can turn on the ball. 1-1, and here's a ball hit past the shortstop, or almost past the shortstop. She made a great diving stop. Addie Shields, she is quite a little ball player.
She is.
She makes the throw to third, but it's late to get Braylee Blevins, and so that's an infield hit for Shaylee Friddle.
So everybody moves up, bases loaded. So Gracie's at third. Gracie did a good job of hustling because there was a force play, and the umpires were discussing that. I imagine they asked them to make sure that she didn't get under it or didn't get tagged out on the force.
I'm looking at my score sheet here. Did we and there's some discussion right now between the umpire, one of the umpires, I guess that's the home plate umpire, and the head coach for Wills Point, Kate Kierlieber.
So now it's Abby's turn to end this thing.
Abby Goldsmith is the hitter. We have 2 out. Bases are loaded with Sulphur Springs Lady Cats. Abby Goldsmith. Take a call strike. She is 0 for 3 in the game. Fielder's choice in the first. Rolled out to the pitcher in the second and popped out to the first base. No, grounded out to the first baseman in the fourth. Yeah. Left-handed hitter. Swung on and missed. There's, again, a change of speed there by Maddie Mize for Wills Point.
Kind of got the left hand of that left-handed catcher. She's shaking it off a little. Abby was trying to end this with a grand slam right there. She swung that bat hard.
Oh.
So now let's see if she can just get, all we need is a base hit.
Bases loaded. Montgomery on base for Sulphur Springs. There's a pitch down in the dirt. I should say not Montgomery, but Shaylee Friddle at first base. Count now 1-2.
And I'm
Abby
wondering
Goldsmith.
if we've had any pass balls tonight.
No, I don't believe we have.
These catchers have done a really good job of keeping the ball in front of them.
Shaylee Friddle at first, Baylor Boatman at second, Gracie Thompson at third.
Low and outside on that one, ball 2.
Pitch away, and it's 2-2 to Abby Goldsmith. She is 15 for 50 coming into the game with a 300 batting average. She has 3 home runs to her credit and 15 RBIs among the team leaders there. 2-2 count, 2 out, bases loaded. Swung out and missed. Change up.
We're going to play another one.
Couldn't hold back. And little Maddie Mize has held her own after coming into pitch here for Wills Point in the second inning. And Lady Cats, for the first time, do not score. They leave the bases loaded. 3 base hits in the inning.
3 hits and 3 left on.
Go to the 6th. Lady Cats lead it 11-2 over Wills Point. This is Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST, top of the 6th inning with the Lady Cats leading 11-2. Missed an opportunity to win this one on the 10-run rule there in the bottom of the 5th with the bases loaded, but could not get that 12th run across. And so now Wills Point comes up in the 6th inning with Ashlyn Briggs, the first baseman, Macy Shaw, the third baseman, and Maddie Mize, the pitcher. 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order to face Hannah Speed.
So we need a good shutdown inning. See if we can come back and finish this thing off.
This is game 1 of 2 tonight. Speed looking at the band on her wrist for the pitch. And now she goes into the windup and she brings it in. It's inside and low for ball 1. Ashlyn Briggs struck out swinging in the first, grounded out to shortstop in the 4th. Speed looking in. Steps back with her left foot. Now here's the ball. Hit hard past the Lady Cat shortstop Shaylee Friddle into short left field for a base hit.
That ball was hit well.
Briggs took a big turn at first, but decides to hold on, and Wills Point has a runner on to lead off the 6th inning here, and now Macy Shaw up for the Lady Tigers.
Number 11, Macy Shaw.
That's the best ball other than the home run that they've hit today.
Yep.
Friddle didn't have a chance there.
Macy Shaw, the third baseman, struck out looking in the 2nd, hit by a pitch, and there have been 2 of those tonight for Wills Point. And again, wow, she's hit there on the lower left side. That's the 2nd time tonight she has been hit by a pitch. So Hannah Speed struggling somewhat with her control this evening.
Yep. Got to get her concentration back.
She's walked 3. So runners at first and second. And now Conference on the mound as the Lady Cat infielders all come in. (11-2), the Lady Cats lead it. Top of the 6th inning. Winner of this game will play the winner of the Gilmer-Lindale series.
1 series a week now. Most of the time, 2 out of 3s.
Gilmer 21-4, 10-2 in district play.
Looks like Shaw's going to stay in also, taking her time. That could have all but knocked the breath out of her where it hit her in the side.
Yeah, hit her low down just above the belt.
Yep.
Right-handed batter, of course, so the left side. Lindale versus Gilmer tonight, 17-9. They went 6-4 in their district and placed 3rd. So Gilmer, the likely winner there. So the conference continues in the pitching circle for Sulphur Springs. And they may have been just buying some time there for the runner Macy Shaw, who will stay in the game. So runners at first and second, nobody out. This kind of mirrors the situation in the top of the 1st inning for Wills Point, Tony.
Yeah.
And Speed pitched out of trouble there without allowing a run. Pitch is fastball called strike to Maddie Mize, the pitcher for Wills Point. Struck out looking in the 2nd, popped out to second base in the 4th. Right-handed batter stands at the back of the box. Not any bigger than a minute. And popped up into the net right in front of us here. Count goes to 0-2. Mize came in to pitch in the 2nd inning with 1 out, and she's pitched the rest of the way and done a respectable job for Wills Point. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Throw down to first base.
Got her.
And the runner is out there. So that is a strike him out, throw him out double play. And a great job by the Lady Cat catcher, Baylor Boatman, throwing down to Braylee Blevins at first base to catch the runner, Macy Shaw.
She's been waiting on that one, and they just strayed a little too far. So that goes as a 2-3 put out for the 2nd out of the inning. Runner stays at second base.
Boatman is a really athletic catcher.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to have a sub, number 20, Tesla Luna, is going to come in for Carbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Now back for Lady Tigers, number 20, Tesla Luna.
Tesla Luna. in the 6th inning is the pinch hitter here. With a runner at second base, Sulphur Springs leading 11-2. This ball hit a ton. Right at Shaylee Friddle, the shortstop. Actually, she has to move slightly to her right to make the catch, but hit hard by Tesla Luna there.
Sub comes in, gets one pitch, and nails it. So nothing to show for it.
No runs for Wills Point at the top of the 6th. They leave the one runner on after the strike them out, throw them out double play, with Baylor Boatman catching the runner off at first base. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Lady Cats leading 11-2 over Wills Point. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cats leading 11-2. They can end this game with a run. And the first pitch from Maddie Mize bounces in for ball 1 to Claire Thompson, who had a 2-run homer to center field last time up for the Lady Cats.
She's already got one. We'd like to see one more.
Stands near the front of the box, a crouching stance. The right-handed batter takes a called strike here. 1-1.
I think everybody's trying too hard to hit the big hit instead of just score the runs. Put the bat on the ball, run the bags.
Lady Cats with 15 hits in the game tonight. Pitches outside for ball 2. Claire Thompson now with 5 homers for the season. Hitting .378 coming into the ball game with 16 base hits. She'll now have 14 RBIs. Pitch is low, just kind of skimmed the artificial turf there as it crossed the plate, I think.
I was reading some stats in the Dallas News. They've got some girls that have hit in the 20s of home runs.
Mercy. Thompson swinging. High fly ball left field, but it'll be playable for the left fielder, Madison Eggenbacher.
Just got under it a little bit.
Moves to her right slightly and makes the easy catch. Now, I say easy catch. The left fielder, shortstop, third baseman, all looking into the sun.
They're right into that sun.
1 out and nobody on. Emerson Thompson, number 9 hitter in the order for Sulphur Springs, is up. Lady Cats had the bases loaded in the 5th inning, but could not push what would have been the game-concluding run across. And the first pitch here from Maddie Mize is low for ball 1 to Emerson Thompson.
Well, the worst case in this game right now is they got to score 10 if we go to the 7th. So
right.
This one looks pretty good.
Change of speed here, and it's called strike. I tell you, I'm very impressed by this young pitcher for Wills Point.
She's a battler.
1-1. Emerson Thompson, a .321 hitter, has 17 base hits for the Lady Cats. Couple of home runs. She goes to right center field. Center fielder moving to her left and cannot make the catch. Throw back to first base. Emerson Thompson diving back in. So there's a single.
That one nearly got by her. Right. Center fielder made a good job, to keep it in front of her and make that throw, because Emerson was ready to roll. She was going third if that gets by her.
Thompson now 2 for 3 in the game. A double, a single, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Top of the order, Hannah Speed. With a runner at first and 1 out, Lady Cats leading 11-2. Thompson taunting the catcher, Dakota Hemme, at least figuratively. They're making her bluff the throw back to first base. Speed pops it up right side. Second baseman making the call. That is Lauren Witherspoon, and she makes the catch.
Kind of got in on her hands. Like I say, everybody's trying to get after it and make the big hit. I think we're fixing to see Emerson Thompson steal second where a base hit will end this thing. That's what I'd do if I'm Coach Carrillo right now. I'd be trying to save some pitches.
Lady Cats have gone cold since the Claire Thompson 2-run homer. And this one on the first pitch, popped up left field. And making the catch out there, the left fielder, Madison Eggenbacher on Braylee Blevins.
So we're going to go 7 on this first game because we just couldn't pull the trigger on that good hit in the last 2 innings.
Lady Cats could not score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They leave Emerson Thompson at first base after her single. And we go to the top of the 7th with the Lady Cats leading 11-2, and this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST, brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. Thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the beautiful gray Chevy Equinox SUV for the trip over tonight. Lady Cats lead 11-2. Top of the 7th inning, Hannah Speed into the wind, and a fastball. Call strike on the outside part of the plate to Gwen Atkins. Atkins struck out swinging in the 3rd, hit by the pitch in the 5th inning. And,
I'm glad to see her back up.
Yeah, hit her in the shoulder, and obviously in a lot of pain after that. She fouls this one back into the net. The count goes to 0-2.
She may not be able to pick up a glass of tea in the morning after she sleeps on that thing.
Wills Point in need of 9 runs to keep this game going. Baylor Blevins, Baylor Boatman for the Lady Cats frames that pitch, and it is a called strike. 1-2 the count. Right-handed batter facing the right-hander, Hannah Speed for Sulphur Springs. And this one is hit down the left field line, and it's a fair ball. Just got the foul line there. And that'll be a double for Gwen Atkins.
Right on the line. She got around that one just right.
First double of the season for Gwen Atkins. In fact, as I have it, that's just her 3rd base hit of the season.
Well, again, I know it's against the Lady Cats, but I'm glad to see that because she got hit. She was hurting. I'm glad to see her get up, dust herself off,
you bet,
and put that on there. That's what the athletics are about. Back to the top of the order.
Dakota Hemme, the catcher, left-handed batter, takes a call strike on the outside edge. Hemme walked to lead off the game, walked in the 3rd inning, and came around to score on the home run by Addie Shields, and then flew out to left in the 5th. Open stance. There's a changeup.
Nice.
Call strike. Speed has struck out 8, as I have it.
3-6. That's right. 8.
I'll count again.
I was counting McKay as one of them. I was looking crossways.
0-2 the count. Leadoff hitter Dakota Hemme looks at a pitch outside for ball 1. Yeah, 8 strikeouts for Hannah Speed.
Against 3 walks, but she's had 3 hit batters.
Yep. 1-2 pitch. And this one hit the opposite way to left field. KK Montgomery moving to her right. Gets the glove up there and makes the catch. Again, fighting the sun. So there's the first out in the top of the 7th inning for Wills Point.
She did a good job of holding the runner at second. Play was in front of her, but there's no reason for that runner to take any chance whatsoever with score like it is.
Right. Got to score a lot of runs. Need a lot of base runners.
Yep.
Against a very good pitcher in sophomore Hannah Speed. Madison Eggenbacher, the left fielder, swinging a miss at a fastball. 0-1. Eggenbacher reached base on a throwing error in the 1st inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd, walked and got to 3rd base, but could not come across the plate in the 5th. And she fouls this one back on a fastball, and it's 0-2.
Hannah's just challenging right now. She got them set up for a little change up on the outside corner, and she may swing twice at it.
Righty. 0-2.
He waves his hand like this when he's not going to call it.
Off the plate, just outside, and it's 1-2. Addie Shields, their power hitter, is on deck. Hannah Speed rocks and fires. There's a call, strike 3, outside edge. That's the 9th strikeout of the night for Hannah Speed. Now Addie Shields
Next up for the Lady Tigers, number 15, Addie.
steps in, the shortstop, a freshman. Really good-looking player.
She is.
Left-handed batter. Wide stance. And it's an open stance in the left-hand batter's box, almost to the back of the box. Deep crouch. And the first pitch is away for ball one.
Hannah is almost trying to be a little extra careful not to hit them and missing outside, and that can work on your psyche a little bit, hitting three like she has.
Runner at second base, 2 out, top of the 7th. Lady Cats lead 11-2. Check swing by Shields, but the umpire says she went, and it's 1-1.
That was a nice pitch, really nice. Good change of speed.
Shields popped to the third baseman in the first, the 2-run homer to left in the third, and a sensational play. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
That's a powerful, powerful swing.
Yeah. I was going to say Emerson Thompson, sensational play to rob her of a base hit in the 5th inning. Diving stop by Thompson, and then she got up and made the throw to first base. Yeah, she's a good-looking athlete, and she is a powerful young lady. And again, just a freshman.
Yep. Coach took a chance, a moment to have a little teaching point with her. Let's see if it took.
1-2 pitch. Fastball.
Just down.
Just off the plate, and it is 2-2. 2 out, runner at second. Lady Cats 1 strike away from winning this first game in the best-of-3 bi-district series against Wills Point. Game 2 to almost immediately follow. 2-2 pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3. And Hannah Smith ends up with 10 strikeouts in the game as she strikes out the number 3 hitter and a very imposing hitter indeed, Addie Shields, to end the game for Wills Point. Sulphur Springs wins it 11-2 over Wills Point. And we'll come back and wrap this thing up as Lady Cat softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cats win the first game of this best-of-3 series against Wills Point 11-2. Game 2 will be coming up shortly, within probably a half hour or so. Sulphur Springs with 16 hits in the game here tonight. Braylee Blevins was 2 for 5, had 2 RBIs. Gracie Thompson was 4 for 4.
Yep.
And had 4 RBIs. Baylor Boatman, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. And Claire Thompson had the 2-run homer for the Lady Cats tonight. So an impressive offensive showing for Sulphur Springs, but they kind of went cold there the last 2 innings.
Yep.
But
that happens when you get a big lead. You kind of lose your concentration.
And for Hannah Speed tonight, of course, she goes the distance as usual. She strikes out 10. She had 3 walks. She hit 3 batters tonight, which was surprising.
Yep, that's out of the norm.
And gave up 3 base hits to Wills Point. Wills Point scored their 2 runs on the 2-run homer by the freshman shortstop Addie Shields in the 3rd inning, and she left no doubt about it. She blasted it over the left field wall, an opposite field homer for Addie Shields. Starting pitcher for Wills Point would be the loser Lauren Witherspoon, but Maddie Mize came in the
she did a really good job
3rd inning and really did a very solid job. Little second baseman, actually it's the 2nd inning, and pitched the rest of the game and did a solid job. Be interesting to see what pitchers these 2 teams come back with in the 2nd game.
Yep.
So Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. Thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the gray Chevy Equinox for the trip over tonight. Lady Cats win 11-2. Stay tuned. We'll be back with Game 2 very shortly. I'm John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin, and this is Lady Cat softball on KSST.